Welcome to Somo Experiences, your go-to source for everything instructional design. My name is Irene Sedede, and today we're going to be talking about how to use your skills as a writer to write your way to success in the field of instructional design. So whether you're just starting out in your journey or looking to develop your skills or even trying to transition careers, this is the channel for you in how to become a successful instructional designer. So let's get started. Before we dive into the process of writing, let's make sure that we're all on the same page as to what instructional design is. At its core, instructional design is the process of creating effective learning experiences. And this usually involves understanding the needs of the learner, as well as crafting engaging content. An instructional designer will also utilize various instructional design strategies to ensure that they are creating the most effective learning experiences. Now, before I get into the different ways that you can apply your writing skills in the instructional design industry, let's get into the writing process and what exactly that would entail. That way you can actually apply them effectively. So the first thing you want to ensure within the writing process is to know your audience. Yes, you have to know your audience. The key to impactful writing as an instructional designer is knowing your audience inside and out. So some of the important questions you want to ask yourself is, who are they? What are their preferred learning styles? And what exactly is it that you want them to gain from your content? By understanding these factors and answering these questions, you're actually able to tailor your content in order to meet the needs of that specific learner. So once you've identified your audience, the next step is that you're setting clear and specific objectives. So a question that you can ask yourself is, what do you want the learner to achieve? So a great rule of thumb is to ensure that your objectives are SMART. And that is actually an acronym. It's not just me telling you, you need to be smart. I mean, you do need to be smart, but this is actually an acronym that you can apply for your objectives. And what exactly does SMART stand for? Let me get into more detail. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now that your objectives are in place, it's time to write engaging course content. This usually involves structuring your content in a way that's easy for your learner to digest and also capture their attention. So some of the ways that you can do this is ensuring that you're including visuals to your content, making a way in which it can be more interactive, and also utilizing multimedia elements. These items can have a significant impact on engagement when it comes to your written learning content. The next thing is to ensure that you incorporate effective learning techniques. Now, this is where all the magic usually happens. Effective writing when it comes to instructional design means that your content is clear, concise, and engaging. You always want to make sure that you're using active voice and that you're also breaking down complex content into chunks. That way it's easy to digest. And the next thing that you want to do is make sure that you're applying storytelling. So storytelling is a very impactful way to engage with your learner because you're not just giving them information, you're telling them a story. And stories are usually more memorable and they also ensure retention. Now that you have the details of the writing process, let's talk about how you can apply your writing skills with the writing process to write effective learning content as an instructional designer. So as you go along on your journey as an instructional designer, one of the things that you'll notice is that a lot of instructional designers usually write beyond course content. There are various ways, jobs, industries that they apply their writing skills to, and I'm going to get into more detail on that. Some of the ways that we're going to cover in this video are going to include writing articles, technical writing, and also writing experiences and opinions on blogs or websites. And the reason why I want to cover these today is because these are great ways to apply your writing skills within the instructional design field. Now, we've covered the whole writing process from top to bottom, but you still may not know how to apply these specific skills. Don't worry, that's why this video will be so beneficial to you as an instructional designer. Let's talk about the different ways that you can apply the art of writing to yourself, your brand, and your career as an instructional designer. One of the ways that you can apply your writing skills as an instructional designer is through writing articles. Before you start writing instructional design articles, you first want to identify a topic that would resonate with your audience. You want to consider trends, innovative practices, and even some challenges that you've seen or personally experienced. The goal when you're writing your article as an instructional designer is to ensure that your article will engage and educate the reader. So in my case, I recently just wrote and published my first article, and this was done through one of the amazing edtech platforms called EduCause. And the title of the article is Harnessing the Power of Technology to Train Student Employees. So as you can see, it's very specific in regards to what topic it's covering. In this case, it's how to use technology to train student employees. And the reason why I wrote this article is because while I was working as a manager, I noticed that there was a training gap for the student employees that I was working with. So I thought, what better way to solve this problem by applying my instructional design skills within my current role and developing an effective training for these students using learning management systems as well as authoring tools that I had started using as an instructional designer in my master's program. So yes, I was working full-time as a manager, and I was also an instructional design student doing my master's. Yes, mind-blowing. I don't know how I've done it, but I'm here. If you're interested in reading that article, I will have it linked below. Please feel free to reach out to me and let me know what your thoughts were and some of the takeaways that you got from that. I would love to hear your feedback. The reason why I wanted to highlight my story is because I wanted you to know that something as simple as sharing your experience by writing an article is a great way to position yourself as an expert or simply promote your skills as an instructional designer. It's also a great way to show your knowledge, and it also kind of gives you some level of credibility. Like, people are more likely to trust you with these published articles because they know that you've had to go through a review process. There's been teams in the background that have been helping you and making sure that everything that you wrote is verified. So it does in some way increase your credibility as a professional within this field. Now, the great thing about writing articles is that you can also share your opinions on like different trends and issues. And this way you can get a conversation going within that specific instructional design topic. And you also get to see different perspectives for that specific topic that you're writing about. The other way that you can write your way to success as an instructional designer is through books. Books are a great way to share your experience, your knowledge, and even different concepts for instructional designers or even for different people who are trying to learn about the instructional design industry. So your book could help people develop their skills, grow on their journey, or even inspire people. By sharing your experience within the instructional design field, you may be able to inspire someone who might be considering transitioning into that field. Again, a book could cover things such as methodologies, theories, and concepts. And then these items that you share through writing is what then instructional designers can be able to apply within their roles. Now, the next item is going to be writing instructions. The other way that you can apply your writing skills as an instructional designer is as a technical writer. Fun fact, one of the most common and effective uses of technical writing is through writing instruction. So let's set the scene so we can better understand what technical writing is. Imagine you're looking outside your window and you see a delivery guy that you've been waiting for all day because they're here to deliver a package that you've been waiting for. Now, you've been looking at this product for months and months and you finally selected order. So you are so excited to see this delivery driver outside your window because you know that they're finally going to deliver this product that you've been waiting for. So they deliver that package, you go to your door, you open the door, you pick up the box. And in your excitement, you cannot wait to rip apart this box so you can get to the product. So you take the product out of the box and you're looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm so excited it's here. And you start trying to put it together. And as you're trying to put it together, you realize you have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea how to put this product together. You don't know where the top is. You don't know where the bottom is. The parts are all over the place. And then you remember, oh my gosh, inside the box somewhere, there has to be some kind of guide or manual. You pick up the manual and you quickly open it up and you start flipping the pages and you see the step-by-step instructions on how to put this product together. And you're so excited and so grateful to the heavens that somebody took the time to put these instructions together for you, because otherwise you would have been scratching your head for hours trying to figure it out. Now, the person who wrote that specific manual is probably an instructional designer. The reason why I shared this story is because most of the time people don't realize that there's actually someone who put together those instructions for you. I hope that gives you a clearer picture on how you can apply your skills as a technical writer within the instructional design field. And the other way that you can apply the skill of writing instructions is by writing knowledge-based articles, which are also known as solution guides. Now, a knowledge-based article is usually found online, and it's usually a piece of written content that answers frequently asked questions or provides instructions on how to solve a problem that users commonly face. So for instance, let's say that the product that you were waiting for earlier that we described in detail is some kind of technological device, and you're having trouble with how to maybe start it up or how to sign in, or even you may want to just log out of the whole system, send it back, and possibly get a new one. Now, you may not know how exactly to go through that process, so you'd simply do a quick search online and you will see a solution guide that will be provided by that specific companies with instructions on how you can possibly gain a solution to the problem that you're trying to solve. Common knowledge-based articles are informational articles, how-to, and troubleshooting guides. The other way that you can write your way to success as an instructional designer is through script writing. I know a lot of people think that script writing is only for filmmakers or journalists, but I want you to think about educational content. If you're someone who likes watching or listening to educational content, there's someone who's usually writing that script. So as an instructional designer who is helping someone create the educational content, or you might be someone who's doing that yourself. For instance, for this channel, there usually is a script writing process that occurs before I hit record, and I usually write that script. So what exactly is the benefit of writing a script? A script for educational videos or podcasts helps condense and organize content. When writing a script for video or audio content, you want to apply a conversational tone. And when you're doing this, you're getting a better understanding of how the learner will be able to experience your content. Writing a script also allows the editing process to occur before even creating the content. When you have a fully fledged script, you've already edited how you want it to look in writing before you actually hit that record button. And this is so helpful for you who is creating the content, or for the person who will be on screen, such as maybe the host. And it will also be beneficial when it comes to actually editing that specific video or podcast, because they know the structure in which you want to deliver that specific content. A script overall helps with a smoother delivery process, but it also ensures that the content that you're creating is going to be engaging and as well as retain the specific learner that is watching your video. And the other way that you can apply your writing skills as an instructional designer is through journaling. Yes, I love journaling. I've been journaling since I was 13, and it's an amazing practice. Now, when I was younger and I used to journal, I just used to write anything and everything. Honestly, nothing made sense. But as I grew older, I learned the benefits of being intentional. And one of the ways that you can ensure that you're being intentional about anything, especially in your career as an instructional designer, is through writing it down. Simply writing your intent, your goals, or even the vision that you have for yourself makes a huge difference. The benefits of journaling is that you can write down clear goals and how you intend on achieving that specific goal, and even sometimes giving yourself like a timeline or a deadline of how long you want to take to get there. Journaling is also a great way to envision and manifest the life that you want. And as an instructional designer, it's good for you to envision how you want your career to look like, what ways you want to show up as an instructional designer, what specific job title is it that you want to get into, and how far do you want to take this career? Or how do you want to apply yourself and your skills on a day-to-day basis? By simply writing that information in a journal, it's kind of like a way for you to manifest those things into reality. And something that I always like to say is, without a clear vision, you're not able to be intentional. If you haven't already, write down your vision of how you want to be as an instructional designer and what you want your career to look like in 2 years from now, 6 months from now, even 2 weeks from now. Just a simple step to get to the next level makes a whole lot of a difference when you write it down. And then also write down how you plan to show up. So when you're writing down this plan or this vision, you also want to write the actions and the steps that you're going to take to get there. Now, another thing about journaling is that it helps adopt a growth mindset and also helps you practice gratitude, which is an amazing thing, honestly. Whether you've started your journey as an instructional designer or you're transitioning from a different career into instructional design, is just write down 3 things that you're grateful for, whether that's 3 things that you're grateful for in class, what you've learned in your program, or 3 things that you're grateful for from transitioning from your old career to instructional design. Apart from writing down like 3 things that you're grateful for, you could write down 3 wins, like 3 small wins that you had that week, that day, or 3 wins that you're expecting to have in the next month or 2. The reason why I say this is because when you write it down, it helps you stay in the flow of gratitude, and it also helps you appreciate the journey that you're on as an instructional designer. The other thing that's so beneficial about journaling as an instructional designer is that you can refer back to everything that you wrote. So let's imagine that it's 5 years from now, and I open up my journal and I look at what I wrote in 2024. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot that on that specific day, this is what happened. Or you could look back and just be like, oh my gosh, I said I was going to do this thing. And right now, not only have I done it, I've even surpassed that specific goal that I had for myself. Journaling is a great way to keep you grounded, to practice gratitude, and to adopt a growth mindset. I have my journal right here, and something that I love to do every day, and I usually try to do this in the morning, but I find myself doing it before I go to bed. I usually write out the intention for the day, or if I'm doing it at night, I'll write my intention for the next day. And this just usually helps me stay on track with my goals, my plans. And it's also a great way to make sure that I'm as productive as possible, because I can easily get distracted sometimes. But journaling has helped me a lot in my instructional design career. I highly recommend that you also start journaling as well. And there you have it. That was your roadmap on how to write your way to success as an instructional designer. Just always remember, it's not just about writing, but it's about crafting effective learning experiences through your skills as a writer. If you know some other ways that you can apply your writing skills as an instructional designer, please put them down below in the comments so all of us can be able to see. And if you had any other ideas that you'd like to share or any topics that you'd like to hear us cover on this channel, please put that in the comments as well. And make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Again, my name is Irene Sedede, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.